Good evening to all of my Mounjaro brothers and sisters. It is a beautiful night out here tonight. It's been raining all day and most of the night. It has finally stopped raining. I enjoy the rain. I enjoy the peace and the quietness of it all. And I can hear crickets and frogs or whatever just chirping, and it's so peaceful. So rather than see my boring face with my nightcap on, I just decided, to do my Mounjaro update, letting you see the cloudy skies and let's see, yeah, really cloudy, um, from my bedroom window, third floor condominium. Well, anyway, let's get to the point. The reason I'm doing this update is because I finally experienced side effects. The very last week of my 2.5 milligram shot, I would say maybe the third day after the shot, I had a tiny little headache in my front of my forehead, which I don't normally have. And it's been reported that some people get headaches, but it was so minor and it went away, I would say probably 30 minutes later. So I didn't even have the opportunity really to take any type of migraine medicine. Then let's see, the next thing I experienced was, now, and this is totally all my fault, but I had made ground turkey, all white meat, of course, and I put some organic tomatoes on it, tomato sauce, and it was really good, and onions, and I ate that with a side of cabbage, and it was fine. Everything was fine. And then I remembered, like, I'd say maybe 15 minutes later, I remembered, oh my goodness, I was supposed to put the chia chips on it. And so I went back like maybe about 2 hours later, and I put the chia chips on it, and I let it cook and simmer a little bit longer, and I seasoned it a little bit more, and then I went and I tasted it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This tastes so much better. And the old me kicked in. Instead of just taking a taste of it, I ate about 4 mouthfuls of it. Excuse me. And to me, that was like no big deal. But then I just felt like, you know what? I just made a mistake. I'm going to probably have to pay for this. Lo and behold, about 15, 20 minutes later, I had pain in the upper part of my stomach, like the lower part of my esophagus, upper part of my stomach. And then I had acid reflux. And so I burped twice and I felt better. But there was still some pain, some discomfort in the upper part of my stomach area, lower esophagus. And then I had this feeling like, you know what, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. And sure enough, I did. And it was, it wasn't like your normal, regular bowel movement. You could tell, hey, either I ate something bad or I ate too much, or, something is wrong. This isn't normal. It was more along the diarrhea lines, but it wasn't really diarrhea. So, and it was quick, easy, comfort. I didn't have to stress or strain. No, I didn't have to put any effort into it. It was loose. Yeah, that's right. It's like what you call loose bowels. And I just knew that it was Mounjaro. I knew that that was what it was. And I would say about an hour later, it felt like back to normal. maybe even less than an hour, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Everything was just completely felt back to normal. But after I was done in the bathroom, I noticed that I was extremely bloated, like a balloon. And so that discomfort came afterward. Now, being a menopausal woman, postmenopausal, all through the transition, the menopausal transition, I've had to deal with, you know, digestive issues. I had to deal with bloating, and I would have to deal with, acid reflux and different types of things like that. But all of that had subsided when I got to like the later stages of menopause. Most of that stuff was perimenopause, actually. So I know what to expect with all that stuff. So I knew that phase was over, and so I knew this was definitely Mounjaro because a lot of people have said that these things happen. Some people throw up. Luckily I didn't throw up. I just went to the bathroom. Okay, and so it happened again in the same week where I felt like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that, because my husband had came home from work and I forgot what it was that he bought, but it was fast food, of course. And I ate some of it, and that was fine. It was a very small portion. As all of you know, you really don't eat much of anything. But I went back and I was like, wow, that's good. I'm just gonna nib again. And I can't even remember what it was. So I nibbed again, and that's when the whole process happened all over again. And I knew what to expect, and I realized this is definitely Mounjaro, because the digestive system is slow, and it's almost like the stomach has shrunk and enormous shrinkage in the stomach is what it feels like. And so that same thing happened again. So now I know for sure that was the effect of Mounjaro. And you know what I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, is, I have successfully, before menopause, maintained a fit physique and maintained a pretty healthy diet. Now, I've spent many years on phentermine and phentermezine, even tried Topamax, which I had allergic reaction to, and Dexatrim, if you guys remember Dexatrim. So in order for me to have maintained my energy and my physique and the hours that I would spend at the gym, I was on drugs. I mean, it's simple as that. I was on phentermine for so many, 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 many years. And I would overtrain, and I would exhaust my adrenal glands. And I was doing a lot of harm to my body that I didn't know, because as long as I was fit, long as I was slender, as long as I felt good about my outer appearance, I was okay. So shame on me. So when perimenopause hit, it hit really, really hard. And what used to work stopped working. And I had to face the music. I had to face the fact that I have to do this thing on my own. No more drugs to get up and drugs to go to sleep. When I say drugs, I don't mean illegal drugs. I mean, over-the-counter stuff. NyQuil to go to sleep, Dexatrim to wake up, Dexatrim so I can have a powerhouse workout, all of that kind of stuff is what I'm talking about. Fat burners, carb cutters, you name it. And so I've learned a lot of valuable lessons throughout these years about what you do to your body and what happens, and because of what reasons you do. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and oh my God, the right way to do it is going to be the absolute hardest way to do it. But when you're young, your body can handle it, and you're flying high. So now I can't work out like I used to. I can't do any of the things that I used to do. So I've had to adapt to a new way of living. And doing it without drugs is the hardest way to do it. Now, I was able to um, have really excellent special doctors, hormone doctors, and various things of that nature. So I'm very blessed to have that. So I had access to fat loss injections, which is called, the one that I used to take was called tesamorelin, along with ipamorelin. Google it, tesamorelin and ipamorelin. And it is a peptide for fat loss. And man, oh man, that stuff worked. I had never lost so much weight so quickly. But the trick of it is that you got to give yourself shots several times a day. You got to fast for 16 hours a day, and the weight loss comes off really fast. And I ate what I wanted to eat, but in moderation. There was nothing that that subsided my appetite. It was just rapid weight loss. Like the first month, I lost like 10 pounds, and I could see it and I could feel it, which was rare. So I was extremely motivated. And we all know you can't live off motivation. You have to live off determination and drive. Motivation is literally just, a momentary thing. And it's always based on something else. And so anyway, long story short, tesamorelin wears off. After 3 months, you have to go solo because your body adapts to it, and then you have to start all over maybe a year later. And it is extremely expensive. So after losing so much weight, it took me a year and a half, and then I started gaining again. And because my body was still transitioning at that time from different phases of the menopausal transition. And then I broke my toe, and then my knees collapsed. I lost the cartilage in my knees, so I wasn't able to work out. And just because you can't work out doesn't mean you lose your appetite. So, it's not happening. Weight gain comes. And so for Mounjaro to show up like it has, it is definitely a miracle. But the thing that I really want everyone to know is, yeah, Mounjaro is a miracle. It really is, because it's doing the majority of the work for you. It really is. But it is a chemically induced, weight loss. It's an outside influencer that's controlling your body. And when that outside influencer is no longer available, like we're all taking advantage of the $25 coupon, you know what happens? We have to face the truth and deal with ourselves. And we have to do it again until until Lilly comes out with another medication that we can take, which I believe they're working on right now. I can almost guarantee that Lilly is working on another version of Mounjaro that's going to be strictly weight loss, has nothing to do with your A1C, and it's probably going to come out next year, and we'll get another $25 coupon that will cover us for another year. Thank God, but sooner or later, we're going to have to face the music that we have got to change the way that we think about food. We've got to change our relationship with food. And it's so hard to eat 100% clean, especially, you could be the richest person in the world, have cooks that come and give you this 100% organic, non-GMO food from the freshest ground, the freshest garden, and all of that good stuff. You can have everything regimented, and I don't care. If your hormones ain't legit, it's going to be a task. It's going to be hard. If you've got what you call those homegrown bellies, where, you like to eat, and you just can't eat broccoli and brown rice all day long. You just can't eat, you can't go vegan. I wish I could go vegan. I love my vegetables. I love them. I probably could go vegan. But the thing of it is I need something substance. I don't want to be able, I can't, is what I'm saying. I can't say no to McDonald's for the rest of my life. You know, I can go a month without it, I can go 2 months without it. But when the urge comes for it, I want to be able to eat it, you know? And, I found that, this week, I cheated more than I have since I started Mounjaro. And, like, for example, I had a Big Mac. I never eat Big Macs. I'm honest with you. I always stick to a little hamburger. But I ate a Big Mac, and I ate the entire Big Mac. I took some of the bread off, but I ate the majority of the Big Mac with the sauce and all that stuff. And I had fries, large fries. And I ate it slowly. No, I didn't eat it slowly. I'm lying to you. I didn't eat it slowly. I could have ate it a lot slower. But anyway, the thing of it is that I ate a Big Mac and I ate large fries by myself, the whole thing. And I rarely do that. I can honestly say I don't do that, you know? And now I feel guilty. Now I feel like crap. I feel like I sabotaged myself. So now I got to make sure that I don't have a cheat meal this week because, no cheating this weekend, I have one day, which is usually, it's either Saturday or Sunday, but most times it's Sunday, and I'll have a small cheat meal. So I'm just going to cough this up as that was my cheat meal, and I'm going to work out extra hard, okay? I'm going to do something about it. But you see the point that I'm trying to make? This deprivation. You can't have this, and you can't have that, and you can't have that. And then if you put that on yourself and then you do eat it because deep down you like it, you deep down you like Royal Farm chicken, deep down that you like Popeye's chicken, whatever it is that you like, deep down you love some old-fashioned 7-Up pound cake, or some strawberry shortcake, and just to put that law on yourself. I'm old now, my metabolism's slow, I can't burn calories like I used to. I can't eat this, it messes up my this, or it affects my hormone. It's such a hell to live that way. And it's unfortunate that, that's what the situation that we're in when it comes to food and the control of the world and how things work. So my advice to anyone who is struggling with their relationship with food, it is a soul-searching thing. But for me, I've just come to the conclusion that as of this moment, I don't have what I used to have when I was younger. And for me to, put that harsh restriction on myself is just going to sabotage me anyway. I need to find what is sustainable. And if I can just eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it, of course in moderation, of course you got to use some sense, but I need to be able to know that if I feel like a Big Mac tonight, that I should be able to go and get it, without having to dab all the grease out of the burger, wipe some of the sauce off, take off one piece of the bread, all that kind of crazy stuff that you got to do to help make yourself feel better by reducing your poison. Oh, now I got to go and work out extra hard because I ate this Big Mac. That is such mental distress. How many of you how many of you agree with me on that? It is such a mental stress, So it's like, I want to say to everybody, try your hardest to reprogram your mind, renewing your mind, overcoming your flesh, because once Mounjaro is gone, we don't know what we're going to have left next. We don't know how soon we're going to start gaining weight again, and I'm just saying, just to be mindful, that's all. Just be mindful that this miracle is a temporary fix. If you're lucky enough to get Mounjaro and take it for the rest of your life, then I am happy for you. But I'm telling you, for me, when this $25 coupon, when my coupon expires in June, I will probably have lost a significant amount of weight, maybe more weight than I probably needed to lose, and that's fine because I can't get too skinny. Um, but I'm just saying, what happens after that if Lily doesn't have something else out there for us, if there isn't something else available? I'm believing that there will be, that there's always going to be hope of some sort, but I'm just trying to be mindful and to keep myself in check with reality. Like Ryan Hall always says, don't be scared, just be prepared. And I believe that. I don't want to say. And I believe that 100%. I believe that, and I just want to prepare myself. I just want to prepare myself for the worst if anything happens. And I really, honestly, you guys, I don't know how to prepare myself for it. Because right now I'm living off of the influence of an outside, chemical that's controlling my digestive system and controlling the way that I feel about food. I get bored with food. Sometimes I don't finish what I'm eating because I'm just not interested in it. It's like way stronger than phentermine. So, it is a little bit scary when you think, oh my God, when I'm not under the influence of this stuff, I'm going to go back to lying to myself and believing like, oh, I'm not eating that much, when actually, in the actuality, I am. So I just wanted to let everyone know, please, just to be mindful, enjoy this ride while we have it, but just be mindful that it is a ride and we just don't know what's going to come out, in the end. So just try your hardest to work on your relationship with food without punishing yourself. And I can honestly say that I haven't weighed myself for last week, and I'm probably going to weigh myself this weekend. But so far, in the first 4 weeks of Mounjaro, I was down 7 pounds. So that seems about right. I'm sure I probably lost more than that by now, but that's what it is so far. And every time I weigh myself, I get scared. I don't weigh myself every week like everybody else does. I weigh myself at the beginning of every new box. So I weigh myself, when I take my first shot for my, first shot, which was a 2.5. And then I weigh myself again when I take my 5 milligram shot, which I did already. I just took the shot a few minutes ago. Every Friday is shot day. But I just did it a little bit earlier. Normally it would be it'd probably be like Friday night, but it's now Friday morning, early Friday morning. So either way, it's still Friday. And after, knowing that I had that Big Mac and the other thing, the Big Mac, and I forgot what the other cheat meal was, but, I was just so upset with myself, and I went and I got the shot and took it hours earlier. When I took the 5 milligram shot, it didn't sting. It didn't sting at all. I just noticed that if I inject it in this certain area of my outer thigh, it doesn't sting. If I inject it a little further in toward the inner thigh, it stings. And then some places there's no blood, and then some places there was blood. So, I think it all really depends on where exactly in that area of the thigh that, or your leg or whatever, that you injected, whether it's going to sting or not. It's really weird. The sting doesn't last that long, so it doesn't bother me. I couldn't care less regardless. But I just noticed that when I inject myself more towards the outer thigh of the leg, the upper quad, that it's hardly no sting at all. So, so that's it, really. This is going on, this will be my 5th week, and I'll do a weigh-in probably on Saturday or Sunday. And, I'll probably, and then I won't weigh myself again until I do my 7.5. But if I have any more side effects, something other than what I've mentioned thus far, I will, put a little video out just to share that. But so far, so good. I can honestly say that so far, so good. I went all those weeks with no side effect until I acted up and ate more than I should have eaten. And even though it was healthy food, I still ate more than Mounjaro wanted me to eat. So, that being said, and I always have a cheat meal, usually on Sunday, just one meal, and I can never finish it. My husband always finishes it for me. So I can honestly say a half a cheat meal every Sunday. That's nothing. That is nothing, So, it is what it is. So, other than that, I wish everyone the best of luck on this journey. God's blessings to everyone, and stay positive. And I hope that we all get the success that we want from this safely. And I hope that Lily has something going on in the works to cover us at least for another year, until something else comes out. Um, all right. You all have a wonderful evening and take care.